Hello and welcome to the Never Wars podcast. I will be your host today, Jack Brown, joined by my brother Tim. Tom is, I don't know, having coffee in his car or something like that. He's not here. First Patriots playoff game in 5 years. First game that anybody actually thought they'd win since Tom Brady was the quarterback. And, he's not here. So
And he decided to go skiing.
sound off in the comments on that. It's a real letdown. But anyways, a gift for the fans. Tim and I are going to do this one. And Tim, let's jump right into it. The Patriots, I guess the best way to say it is survive in advance against the Chargers on a Sunday night football game. They won 16-3. An absolutely dominant performance by the New England defense. And we'll start there, Tim.
I don't
That
I don't
that
know if I
was
would classify it as they survived that game. The Chargers
they
could,
scored one touchdown.
yeah, but at any point did you think the Chargers were gonna come back?
No, I did not. But throughout the entirety of the game, I wondered if the Patriots offense was going to
Hmm.
come to play.
Yeah, that was
Um, not a, I mean, let's start with the positives. We'll start up front with the defense. And I have a question for you right out of the gate.
let's hear
Do
it.
you think that was a statement of where the Patriots are defensively, or do you think that was a result of the San Diego Superchargers uh, being down all five of their starting offensive
Did
linemen, it
you
seemed like?
I would say 50-50. I think the
Okay,
Patriots defense is that good. And I think we could see him do
they're
the
good.
same thing to the Texans.
Yep. We'll
But
get to
when
that
they
in a
ever
second, but they will
showed
be playing the Texans next Sunday.
I watched a clip about they did the PFF rankings
Yep.
for the offensive linemen,
Pro Football Focus.
and they're all linemen that were out there are either the worst or the second worst of eligible linemen this season.
Well, all season long, we had talked about they need a pass rush, they need a pass rush, they need a pass rush. Their first playoff game, they sacked Justin Herbert 6 times. So
Mm.
that pass rush got home. Chason was there. Milton Williams, obviously, with the nail in the coffin, with the sack under 2 minutes on fourth down. But again, I wonder if that was just a byproduct of the Chargers putting out two turnstiles with Charger jerseys on. Like I worry that it's not that consistent. Um, but then again, watching the Texans last night, they don't have a great offensive line either, and that Steelers pass rush was getting to Stroud a lot. So again, I don't think offensively the Texans are. Oh, geez. Even with, I don't think the Texans are that good offensively. Um, and I don't think Stroud is as mobile a quarterback as Justin Herbert. So I hope that they can continue with the consistency. But a lot of what happened and a lot that allowed that pass rush to get home was the fact that no pass catcher on the Chargers could get open. Uh,
Period.
Period. End of story. And that is with like Quentin Johnson, Keenan Allen, Lad McConkey. These guys are professional football players. They are good receivers.
Keenan
Um,
Allen's 500 years old.
we'll do we'll do a stat correction on that in the show notes. But I would say that all three corners, Davis, who sold out early on like
Yeah.
the first drive for a pick, and then like that was I think that was one of the longest plays the Chargers had. Um, Gonzalez, who fingers crossed he gets out of protocol and is able to practice this week, and Marcus Jones out of the slot, who, not a lot of NFL teams have the luxury of playing man the entire game,
Mm.
but the Patriots can do it. Which
Marcus
is
Jones is so underrated.
he's having a great year.
Like
Do you know he
between
has the most returns per punt average in NFL or his average return is the highest in NFL history?
that I didn't know that.
They said that at the game
That's
on
surprising.
Sunday, and I was like, "Ow, wow, that's something."
Dante Hall, Devin Hester, you would think those guys would be
Yeah,
at the top of
uh,
that list.
yeah,
Can I?
exactly.
I have one thing about Herbert, and
Sure.
this is a bigger thing about all teams that have played the Patriots. The Patriots get crushed by a running quarterback. Justin Fields, Herbert, like a mobile quarterback, Josh Allen. And then
To
it seems
say
like
the Patriots were crushed by Justin Fields is a questionable statement.
I'm more so I guess not this season, but last season when or maybe it
Last
was
season, no, it was
4
this
years
season when
ago.
they play. It was this season when they played the Jets. He scored on the opening drive, but then they
But
put
that's
a
what I'm
spy
saying.
on
Why
him.
don't these teams stick with running? Herbert was running whenever he wanted to
Yeah,
in that first quarter.
I think Herbert also had a broken left hand.
He does have a
Um,
broken, yeah.
yeah, and he's a tough bastard. Credit to Justin Herbert, he got his ass beat in that game. Um, but I mean, I don't know, Tim.
Like teams just go
Similarly,
away from it.
yeah, they do. Well, they get down, and I think we're going to talk about this as we get into the rest of the NFL. When a head coach in the NFL gets nervous, you see some really, really bad mistakes.
Mm.
And I think pretty early on, Jim Harbaugh realized he couldn't do anything against that Patriots defense. Um, and again, I think that just might be a byproduct of that. Um, but I agree with what you're saying, and I think similarly, the Texans have the same problem. The Texans can pin their ears back and have good coverage downfield, but the middle of the field is wide open for a mobile quarterback to really go get them. I think Trevor Lawrence had success against them doing that, and I think May's mobility is going to be a real problem for the Texans defense.
Well, and that was the
Um,
only real positive of the Patriots offense was he broke
was
those 2 runs. I
Yeah,
mean,
on the
Stevenson
last
had a
drive.
good
Yeah,
game.
Stevenson had a great game.
Um, May missed the one touchdown pass to Hooper, but that throw to Hunter Henry
That was perfect.
was incredible.
It's perfect.
And they
He
made the
got
plays they needed to make. I mean, they've been doing it all year.
Yes, and I will say that I don't think, or I don't. It's not that I don't think that was the best defense they played all year. The Browns
Yeah.
defense was maybe the only one that kind of came close. They got a real challenge with the Texans going to Gillette next Sunday. Um, and I think for the most part they moved the ball well enough. However, that was Drake May's first playoff game, and boy, did he play like it for the first 3 quarters. The pick, you can argue, necessarily wasn't his fault. I don't know if was it tipped at the
It was
line?
tipped at the line, yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. The
The
fumble was
fumbles.
absolutely on Drake May.
Yeah.
Uh, that's a good pass rush that they had, and the the third pick in the draft did not have a good playoff debut either.
Oof.
Um, it was rough to watch Will Campbell go one-on-one with a with a legitimate pass rusher, and you know that's not going to stop with Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter rolling in here, who are probably the best in the business for a 1-2 pass rush.
Hmm.
Um, Campbell didn't have a great game. Jared Wilson didn't have a great game. The offensive line as a whole didn't look great. Not a ton of push in the run game. So offensively, it did not look like the Patriots all year. Um, I think May had, I'm pulling up his stats right now, but yeah, 17 for 29. Like you don't see Drake May miss
Yeah, 12 times.
12 passes. I mean, he had a 58.6 percentage completion percentage, which is almost a full 20 points lower than his season. And he took 5 sacks, which is not good.
And it should have
However,
been 2 fumbles.
it was 2 fumbles. He
Right.
lost one.
Lost one.
Yeah. Um, he did rush for 66 yards, which led the team. Um, but that wasn't the offense, I thought we were going to see there. Um, And the Chargers defense is good, but overall, aside from the absolute dime he threw to Hunter Henry to ice the game, that that was a scary performance by Drake May. I hope now the jitters are out
Yeah,
because he is he's going to face, and it's going to keep doing this, right? Like he's going to face his biggest test of the season when the Texans defense come in here. Um, Granted, Aaron, we're going to touch on it. Aaron Rodgers, he's in his early 40s. He's towards the very end of his career. He's not the same quarterback, but last night on Monday Night Football, they made him look horrible. I
yeah,
think people have said that's the worst, by advanced metrics, whatever you like, uh, average EPA or something like that was negative, and he just he probably had one of the worst games of his career, possibly the worst playoff game he's ever had. And I think that
definitely the
all
worst.
all credit goes to the Texans defense there. So yes, Drake May is, I think, a full 20 years younger than Aaron Rodgers. Um, and he's more mobile. Like I said, the Texans have a tough time with a mobile quarterback, so he's going to need to use his legs more than his arm and his accuracy in this game because the flip side of them having a pass rush is uh it's Lassiter and who's the other corner they have, Tim?
Derek Stingley.
Yeah, just lockdown guys. Just again, similar to the Patriots, similar to the Broncos, a really, really strong secondary. And their pass rush is better than the Patriots. So you got to worry about May. I think last night against the Texans, the Steelers offense, and this is their MO, is a lot of dink and dump, get the ball out quick. However, the coverage is so tight, the receivers aren't able to do anything on those 5 yard slants or those screen passes. And it's going to be a real challenge.
I think it's going to
And
be a big Hunter Henry's their number one wideout, you would say, or
pass catcher.
pass catcher. It's going to be a big Hunter Henry, Hooper, Stevenson out of the backfield. Because although I do think the Patriots wide receivers are better than the Steelers, you put Diggs up against Metcalf, that's probably a wash, but everybody else, the Patriots are better. I still
Yeah.
think it's going to be tough for them to get open. I look
Yeah.
at it, the Steelers offense watching when we talked about this about 6 weeks ago, they're the worst offense to watch. There's no rhythm, there's nothing to it. If Jalen Warren or Gainwell don't, pop a screen pass or DK Metcalf gets called for a pass interference 40 yards downfield, they don't move the ball. I feel
Yeah.
more confident in the Patriots offense going against the Texans than I did last night, obviously, with the Steelers.
Sure. And let's save the Steelers for lack of a better word, bashing until we get there. But both wide receiver rooms need an upgrade. Like I mean, just to prove how bad, like Drake May was the third overall pick in last year's draft. And that's the one they needed to hit on. Everyone else they took in that draft, including the two rookie wideouts, I don't even know if they're on the roster, to be honest with
No,
you.
they're not.
So,
Javon Baker and I don't even know what the other guy, he just dropped every pass.
mm,
The kid from Washington.
Jalen Polk.
Mm.
But yeah, it's tough. But so then in that point, in that guard, or let's go back to the offensive line. Uh, because I think we need to spend some time there. Is it
It was
rust for Will Campbell, or was he overmatched? Because there were no confusing looks out of that Chargers defense. Those were one-on-ones. He was getting tossed around. And that is,
I'm gonna say it's rust. That was his worst game of his career.
yep,
Khalil Mack, I don't remember the other edge guy's name, but it was like bull rushes. And then
yeah.
I
Oh,
mean they were doing some twists, but nothing that should be
not on the
sending Will
outside. That was
Campbell.
Jared Wilson, Bradbury.
Yeah,
That's who had to deal with the twists and the stunts. These were one-on-one rushes by Owa, who had 3 sacks.
yeah,
And like Will Hunter and Daniil Hunter are better, or Will Anderson
yeah.
and Daniil Hunter are a better pass rushing duo, which is crazy to say because they have Khalil Mack. But right now, it's just they are scary coming off
Mm.
the edge. And Malone, or excuse me, that's not Moses Malone. He was a Hall of Fame basketball player. Morgan
Morgan
Moses
Moses. We're all over the place today.
and Will Campbell are have their hands full. And if they have the same game, Drake may better use his legs because it'll be a long day. I mean, 5 sacks is crazy to give up with a mobile quarterback. And, for a while there, when they couldn't move the ball, it was like those shit. Was that scheduled talk for real? Like
Yeah.
that kind of halfway through the third quarter, I'm thinking like, okay, guys, anytime now, anytime you want to be accurate.
I just think the one major difference is in the second half of that game last night, Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter could just pin their ears back. The Patriots offense is more competent to not allow
Yes,
that to happen.
I understand that. When I I skeeted out that when they got down 17-6, I remember thinking there's no way they can make up
No,
11 points. They can't. That offense is not a down the field offense. The down the field threat in that offense is hoping DK Metcalf breaks a 12-yard slant for 70 yards.
right.
Um, and again, that's we'll touch on the Steelers. Believe me.
I also think
Um,
the Patriots running game, although was semi stifled, it's effective against these
I hope
pass rushers.
so. I hope so. I think, and I know it's tough to say this because he took 5 sacks. Ramondre Stevenson had a really good game blocking, and I think, you know, Travion Henderson had 3 yards per carry. Like he was a non-factor. Stevenson had the better game. I think Stevenson is the lead back in this backfield. Travion Henderson is your change pace home run hitter.
Mhm.
Um, And but I think Stevenson did a great job blocking. I do agree that this is a short pass game. This is a quick handoff game. This is a get the ball and try to get it out of May's hands as soon as possible. I don't know that you're going to have the long plays to Douglas and Booty there just because the pass rush. And the other thing too is, especially coming off a Sunday's game, I don't think the Texans are in a place where they have to rush more than 4 guys.
I don't know. I think Will Campbell's going to have a better game.
He needs to. He
Will
needs to have a better
Campbell,
game.
and I don't know what the stats were, but Will Campbell's gone up against Will Anderson for most of his career. You would, right? Will Anderson got drafted 2 years ago. He went to
Yeah, he was
Alabama.
in. Yeah,
Campbell went to LSU, so he's more familiar with Will Anderson, which might help.
let's hope that translates. But yeah, I mean, okay, so you want to predict this bad boy?
Yeah.
Sounds
Uh,
like you're going Patriots here.
yeah, the Patriots are going to win. I think this couldn't have broke bet. Well, it could have if the Steelers somehow won last night, obviously. But the way this playoffs is breaking is in the Patriots' favor. I don't trust the
Yes,
Texans' offense
I was gonna say that. I was
at
gonna
all.
say that out of all things, the one thing we haven't talked about really is that I mean, they scored 30 points last night. They had one offensive touchdown.
Right.
It was a scoop and score and a pick six all in the fourth quarter when the Steelers were in desperation mode, especially after the strip sack in the return. Uh, I don't trust them either. Tom is not the biggest CJ Stroud fan. But I said last night it was like watching Drew Brees in comparison to the Steelers offense. Like the Steelers are bad. Um, and anybody who thought the Steelers could pull off that game, just I don't think you've watched football.
You
recently.
certainly didn't watch the Steelers.
Yeah. So I think the Patriots are going to win too. I
And now
think
they
it's
don't have
going
Nico Collins.
maybe he'll be in the protocol. So is Christian Gonzalez.
Mm.
So that's a huge loss for the Patriots right there.
That's got to be
Christian,
a minor concussion, right? That play didn't
I
even look
don't
like, Tom
know.
said
I
it
don't
didn't
know
look
if
like a concussion play. Like
I
he
don't
just hit
know
the
if
back of his.
again, I don't know if a minor concussion exists. And I think
There's definitely grades to concussions.
a lot of neurologists would probably agree with me. No, concussion is a good one to turn around a week later and go play a high impact sport.
Yeah.
So I hope he's
Oh,
there. I hope Christian Gonzalez is there because if he's not, it sucks to say this, but you also have to hope Nico Collins doesn't play. So the effect isn't really, really felt. But I say the Patriots win. It's gonna be another bite your nails game, I think. I think the Texans defense is too good to ignore. I do think the Patriots will sneak out with a win here just because their offense is more capable of putting up points than the Texans.
yeah.
Nothing I saw
And Willie
last night.
Marks is not running for 140 yards against the Patriots. It's just not happening.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not with Milton Williams in there, who had a huge game on Sunday. Uh,
Might have been worth the
Spillane
money.
Spillane was back there too. He didn't hear his name much, but again, sometimes you don't hear Christian Gonzalez's name for an entire game. That's because they're afraid to throw to him,
Mm.
which they should be because it's going to be an incomplete pass. Um, so yeah, I think we're both the Patriots train. Uh, and then anything else on this game, or do you want to kind of move along to the?
On the No, I don't think so. I will say Drake May had a bad game, I guess you would say. Not a great game.
By his
He
standards,
still
yeah.
won them the game. That 37-yard rush before the half was huge.
Well, that and the whole uh his whole fourth quarter was as good as it can be and as good as it needed to be.
Yeah.
Especially on that last drive.
And if we
Uh
look and we match up quarterback May versus Stroud, I'm taking May at this point.
yeah, so
Do the running back room. I would say the offensive lines are a wash and the defense.
yeah.
Which secondary do you think's better?
If Christian Gonzalez plays, I think the Patriots are better.
Their safeties are better.
Yeah.
Like who is it? Hawkins is the rookie.
Yeah.
It's yeah,
He picks the ball off. So I mean what I didn't like is they turned the ball over. They scored the touchdown, turned turned Herbert over, right? Recovered a fumble, and then it was possibly their worst drive.
yeah, 3-0.
Yep, which can't happen. You
Yeah.
can't make that. You can't have three and outs in the fourth quarter. You got to kill the clock. Um, but then it was the Patriots defense kind of stood up on the next one. That can't be right. This says they ran 17 plays. Oh my God. They did. That last Chargers drive that they turned over on downs was 17 plays long in only 3 minutes and 40 seconds. That's impossible.
What?
Anyways, um, so yeah, I not their best game. I would categorize it as survive and advance. Yes, I there were times that I felt like the game was in hand, just because of how well the defense was playing. And as we kind of transition over to the rest of the NFL, this kind of sticks up to this game. Why aren't coaches taking 3 points in the red zone on fourth down?
Harbaugh did it twice, right?
No, he did it once. Then he took the points the next time. That's how they
Okay.
scored their three.
Yeah. I
Uh,
think people go for it way too much on fourth down to begin with. I don't
Yeah, I
understand.
don't think analytics, I think when people quote analytics, they don't either it's something they can hide behind to say like, oh, the numbers back this up. Um,
Yeah, but analytics doesn't account for the actual game in the moment. What's happening?
Absolutely not. And it doesn't account for how the game finishes. Uh, Bill Belichick famously, you know, I think you and I agree we're dirty honky homers,
Mhm.
but probably the greatest coach in NFL history.
Yeah, but I don't think
And
people are
he
debating
would
that.
say the most important stat in football is points. Take the points. Like, what are you doing? Guess who
Yeah.
could have used 3 extra points when they tried to get too cute and go for it on fourth down? The Jaguars, who lost to the Bills 27-24.
Hmm.
They also have a kicker who can put that fucker away from 70 yards.
Which is
Like,
insane.
get him on the field. He's an actual weapon that can help your team. I don't understand the aversion to taking points and trying to be cute and trying to kill your opponent. Josh Allen, by the way, in the first quarter. That's
Hmm.
not going to happen. Take the points as they're given. That's why they have the field goal, and that's why it's worth 3 points. We're going to talk more about the Jaguars, but let's go as these games happen.
Okay.
Rams, Panthers. And first off, before we get into these games, every single one of these games, except for the last two, were awesome.
Yes.
They were fun
I thought the
from.
Patriots game was awesome.
Did you?
I
Okay.
was enjoying myself.
Well, I mean, it was the only that and the Steelers were the only non-one score games out of the
Right.
five,
Right.
which were, or excuse me, out of the six. So, uh, starting with the first one, which was the Rams and the Panthers, and the Panthers just gave the Rams all they could handle and more. And it was just, they're a good team. I mean, the definition of backing into the playoffs, but I mean, a young team with, I I think, a really, really good young quarterback that
Really, really good.
I think he's better than most people give him credit for. Uh,
This
Again,
season, yes. I mean,
the
God,
throw he made to Jalen Coker to go ahead, that was a dime.
yeah.
And there are several throws a game that Bryce Young makes that are, dare I say, Caleb William-esque, where he is throwing off the back foot, jumping in the air, and he's a smaller quarterback, so like he's mobile too, but not as mobile as some of the other guys. I just think he's solid. Um, and I think that he will have a very big impact next year if the Carolina Panthers make some moves around him. I mean, Ted
The
McMillan
McMillan
or
pick it seems to be working
he'll
out.
win I think he'll win the offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah. Who else?
And I mean, Travion Henderson would probably be the only other guy to come close
Oh,
there, but
people
he
are
kind
saying
of fell
Tyler
off.
Shuck. That seems crazy.
That is crazy. It should not be Tyler Shuck. Um, and I don't know. Listen, I think they overperformed again. Everybody kind of said that the Rams were going to go in there and just blow them out. That's not what happens in the playoffs.
No.
You don't fly across the country to play a playoff team and blow them out. That's just not what happens.
I mean, the Panthers got in because the Falcons beat the Saints.
Doesn't matter. They won the NFC South
Yeah,
and
I'm
they had
just
beat the
like
Rams 3 weeks
they did
earlier.
beat the Rams. I think this is more of a scheme thing. Like they kind of
They match up well.
yeah.
Um, but moving to the other side of the ball, tough to say tough to say if Matt Stafford wins the MVP, they didn't get it right. You know,
Yeah. But
he
I thought that
was
was already going to be decided.
what that he won it.
No, that like they were going to announce it. Do they wait? Is it the week before the Super Bowl?
It's like the Thursday before the Super Bowl. They have the NFL honors dinner where they announce all the awards. But I mean, it's a pretty good indication he was first team All Pro over Drake May.
Yeah.
Um, that he's probably going to win the MVP. And as Tom kind of pointed out all year long, it's more of a career kind of achievement award. Um, but I mean, that's right now, and I get that the Seahawks are the 1 seed and the Rams are playing road games the whole way through. You're crazy if you want to see Puka Nakua and Devontae Adams
No.
and Kyron Williams and that kid Parkinson who made an unbelievable catch to
Up the
go
sideline.
ahead.
Yeah.
Um, and Matt Stafford to come into your house. I will say Matt Stafford probably has a broken left hand too. He
Uh,
got hit a lot and he was clutching that thing. At one point, it looked like it was just jelly in his glove. And I couldn't, it hurt him so much that he was wincing every time he got hit. And then I'm thinking, like, he's catching a shotgun snap,
was a broken
which
hand.
can't feel great with a broken left hand.
No.
So, again, credit to the quarterbacks who are really gutting through these playoffs. Where are they going next? They're going to, because the
The
49ers are
Bears
going to
in
Seahawks. So,
Chicago.
oh God, that's going to be a tough one. I think it's going to be 7 degrees in Chicago too. Um, but I think the Rams here, uh, I think the Panthers surprised people, but I don't think it's any surprise that the Rams ultimately pulled it out. Right?
Hmm.
People talked about them being the most complete and best team for the most part of the season. Uh, but they have to go to Chicago, which brings us to the Saturday night game. Um, the Bears and the Packers.
I would say that was the game of the weekend.
Typically, when you score 25 points in the fourth quarter to overcome a 21 to 3 deficit, yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably the game of the weekend type stuff.
I
We're
mean,
going to
all these
touch on a
games
lot of
was,
things.
yeah.
First is the Packers coaching, Tim.
He's
What
getting
do
an
you think?
extension, by the way.
I don't think he should be fired.
You blow a 21 point lead in the fourth quarter.
Who would you replace him with? Let's stop for the game right
No,
now.
I
Who
get
do you
it.
replace Matt LaFleur with? Because if it's Jim Harbaugh was fired for not winning the Super Bowl with his MVP type quarterback.
Yeah.
You're not getting it's a lateral move.
Yeah.
I think you have to keep LaFleur here. Um, Jordan Love eats the Bears for lunch.
In the
Jordan
first
Love
half.
kills the Bears. Well, I mean, a lot of that was the Bears holding on to the football for most of the fourth quarter, but he threw the ball 46 times
Yeah.
for 320 and 4 touchdowns. Like Jordan Love is the guy there. And I think Matt LaFleur can dial it up for him. So I don't
Hmm.
think you make the move there. There is another coaching move that I think should be made. And we'll talk about that in a second. But um, coaching here, I mean, you can't kill Ben Johnson and the Bears.
No. I I don't know how they keep doing it.
Neither do I.
It
It's
makes no
incredible.
sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Caleb Williams turned the ball over twice early. And, we were all texting after the Matt Golden touchdown. We were all like, this one's iced. This is in the
Mhm.
game. Um, and then Caleb Williams makes, I don't know, one of the stupidest, most ridiculous off his back foot, jumping in the air, 4th and 8, 30-yard completion to Roma Dunze. Like when that happened, I was like audibly gasping. I could not believe he made that throw. Um, and again, they don't stop coming at you in the second
Mhm.
half. They must be so. First off, I think they're very well coached. I think Ben Johnson is a good coach. And
Coach of the
he
year?
no, I think Kyle Shanahan should be coach of the year. Um, but I would say that Ben Johnson has at least put his team in a position to get down by 18 points and think to themselves, we can still win, which
Hmm.
is a credit in itself because a lot of teams would have packed that shit in. And Caleb Williams, I mean, both of these guys, Jesus, Jordan Love threw for 46. Caleb Williams threw the ball 48 times for 360, 2 and 2. Uh, and Colston Loveland, man,
Had
he's a
himself a day.
he's a player. 8 catches for 137. Um, But it brings the Rams are no joke. The Rams, I think, are a little bit more complete than the Packers. Um, The Packers defense, when Micah Parsons went down, man,
They
you could
cratered.
clearly tell who the best player on that defense was. And granted, it's Micah Parsons, obviously, but
He's top five defensive player in the league.
he brings an entirely they just look different without him. And again, I couldn't believe it. This is absolutely the game of the weekend, and it just proves that the Bears aren't dead until the final whistle blows and you beat them. And I don't know. Let's save our predictions for the end, but that has the opportunity to be the game of next weekend too.
Mm.
All right. So is a double
Well, anything
NFC.
with the Bears where they're coming like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's must see TV at this point. And
and they're a good watch. They're just,
yes.
it is reckless. It
Yep.
is, he is just throwing it. There's some
Slinging
of the
that thing.
throws that Caleb, and I wasn't a
Slinging it.
huge Caleb Williams guy, but God, some of those throws.
It really is incredible. However, on his two picks, like normally, I've always said like he makes that one mistake. Like he, for the most part, towards the end of the season, he eliminated the dumb mistakes where he turns the ball over, and he kind of just transitioned that into missing an easy throw.
Mm.
Um, at this game, he made two bad decisions. I think one might have gotten tipped. But either way, he turned the ball over twice. Uh, but that it's like my comp would be like Carmelo Anthony. Like Carmelo Anthony could start a first quarter where he didn't hit anything, but Carmelo Anthony's least important stat was field goal percentage. Like he's not going to worry about how many
Yeah,
shots
he's
he
going to
puts
keep putting
up.
it up.
And that's what Caleb Williams does. He's going to take the shots, and the way he escapes the pocket and the way he can put so much on a throw that goes 20 to 40 yards down the field is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
I don't get how he does it. Like in a way, I think the only one kind of compared to him this year, like earlier years, you'd say like Lamar has the escapability, is the only other guy I can compare him to right now is Josh Allen. The way
Hmm.
he breaks out of what looks to be a sure sack, gets out to his left or his right, and off one foot just delivers a dime to the
At
guy
90
who
miles an hour.
really isn't even that open. Like
Yeah.
that was an NFC doubleheader, and I just said Josh Allen, so let's get into the Jaguars Bills. Like there's a lot to go into here, but the end of the game, the throw he made was it to no Gabe Davis got hurt, so it must have been to Shakir. Uh, when he broke the pocket, got smacked off his back foot, and just hit Khalil Shakir 35 yards down the field with an absolute rocket. It's
Yep.
one of those things where you just go, "How did you do that?" Like,
And what it was a few weeks ago, I wasn't on the pod where you and Tom's were doing that scare floor thing. I think
yep.
he made it known again.
Well,
You
so
don't
the
want to go
funniest
up against Josh Allen.
anybody no no no. So the funniest part about it is everybody said, including me, you say like, well, this is the year. No Lamar, no Chiefs. Granted, they have to go on the road, but like this is the year for the Bills. And then you watch the Bills play, and sometimes it feels like it's 1 on 11. Like
Yeah.
Josh Allen is doing everything, and you're looking at the other Bills. Like, of course, James Cook had a great season again, but it's like outside of that, like, is anybody going to do anything else?
It's just Josh Allen and the tight ends.
It
That's
really
it.
is. Jags had a good game. They had a good game, and again, I think it comes down to that going for it on fourth down, getting stuffed and losing the game by 3 points. Because if you look at it, the only difference in score is 3-0 in the first quarter. And it's 7-7, 3-3, 14-14 the whole way through.
Mhm.
This was as equally matched a football game as you'll ever get. And it comes down to a rookie coach making a dumb decision, playing the analytic numbers when you have a guy who, again, can stuff it from 60 yards plus. Like, get him out there and
Yeah.
make the kick, take the
And Trevor
points.
Lawrence had a good game up until that, I would say that last throw.
Desperation mode, but yeah, he did. He had two picks.
But I'm
And
just like that last one, that was right too. Was it the linebacker? Might have been the safety.
It was tipped by a corner and then picked by a linebacker, I think.
But
Yeah, it was tough. Travis Etienne had a pretty good game. Parker Washington is a threat.
yeah,
Uh, my bold prediction for the beginning of the season, you know, possibly if we were big enough to get on freezing cold takes, it would be right there. When I said Travis Hunter would win both the offensive and defensive rookie of the year.
that was a bold too.
Um, he a corner? Because he's not a wide receiver anymore, not in this offense, not with Parker Washington.
Did
Um,
isn't he hurt? Was he hurt?
he was
He's
hurt. He
out,
didn't
right?
play.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, going forward, can't have him do both.
No, that trade's looking real bad now.
I'm starting to think maybe Colorado was more of a PR machine. Um,
I mean,
But
he was.
anyways,
I just, they were
no,
definitely
we're all
a second
listen,
tier college football team.
everybody was high on him
Yeah,
coming out of the draft. So much so that they said he's a better wide receiver prospect than T-Mac, Tetero McMillan. And
that
that's not
seems like
true.
no, that's not
I
true.
think, yeah, well, it kind of goes back to, I mean, well, I'll save this for the draft. I don't think NFL scouts know what they're talking about. I truly don't. Um, and I think clock management, which was a LaFleur problem. He took a really dumb timeout in the
Mhm.
fourth. And I think the reliance
They
on
got a delay a
analytics.
game after that timeout.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
bad look.
that's as dumb. That's as bad as you can get in terms of coaching and quarterbacking. That's as bad as you can get. Taking a timeout and getting a delay game out of the timeout is
Who was
as
it?
bad.
Was it the? I know they fired him. The Cardinals coach. He called a timeout, and
John
then they got
Gannon.
to delay a game, and then they missed a game-winning field goal. I think
Yeah.
because of the 5 yards.
Well, that was
Something
I
like
don't know. Yeah, yeah. But anyways, uh, yeah, I think that Liam Cohen, he's in the running for coach of the year too. Uh, but this reliance on analytics to say it's more beneficial for you to go for it on fourth down is taking into consideration the success rate on that fourth down. It's really not taking into consideration, hey, this is the first quarter. And obviously, you would rather gamble in the first quarter rather than the fourth. Uh, but take the fucking points, man. You
that.
lost the
I
game
would
by
say
three.
take the points in the first.
Yeah,
Gamble at
exactly.
the end.
You
If you
lost.
have to, you might not have to.
You lost by three. And then there was a question in the Patriots game where they scored, and people were like, "Why aren't you going for two?" Like, well, you don't need to because the Chargers are inept on offense. Take
Right.
the one. It's
What
still at
would go
that
for
point.
two? What I'm looking. What would that have done? They would
At
have had
that point, it's
17.
it would have been a three-score game. Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, I know. I know. So, anyways, tough game, and I I don't trust the Broncos offense enough to get in a shootout with Josh Allen.
No, but I mean, the Jags defense slowed Cook down. He had under 50 yards.
Yeah.
The Broncos are better, so
Yes. The
James Cook's going to
Broncos
really have to.
the Broncos have a better secondary as well too. Like a way better.
Yeah,
Um,
but
but the Bills have Josh Allen.
they have Josh Allen, and the Broncos offense, I don't think scored 20 points in the last month.
Yeah, they're a tough group to watch too. Wow, are they a tough group to watch? But again, I've said it all year to Tom, who is, I mean, we're not telling any stories out of school here, the most anti-Bo Nix guy possibly in the NFL related media space.
Is that
Um,
what we are in?
sure.
Nice.
Yeah, I said related.
We're moving up.
Yeah, we're on a rise. Like and subscribe. Um, but Bo Nix is the guy who just, if you need 9 yards, he's going to get 10 or 11. And he's
Yeah,
the
he does
most,
make plays.
he's the frustrating guy to watch.
Hmm.
Um, not a lot of down the field threats there, but, Sean Payton's a veteran coach too. He can cook something up, and it's tough to play in Denver. Crowd's going to be into it. Uh, but it's Josh Allen, and that's all you have to say.
Hmm.
I think, again, we're going to pick it at the end. I think all roads are leading to an AFC East clash for the AFC.
That's
Well,
I don't
and
want that.
let's get into it right now. You don't. You'd rather go to Denver and play that defense in Denver, especially if they beat Josh Allen?
I think so.
I don't. You've beaten Josh Allen in Buffalo. You were up 21 points on him at halftime.
Yeah,
Uh,
true.
at
I just
home,
he's like Superman now. He's a better level than Cam Newton was that year he won the MVP. Like 3 times better.
he's really
Same
good.
setup. They didn't really have weapons. I guess they probably still had Jonathan Stewart. That was the running back.
That's Steve Smith too. Um, but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Uh, but I don't know. I just think at this one, I mean, I'll pick it now. I think the Broncos lose. I think the Broncos and the
Yeah.
Seahawks are both one and done. Um,
Really? Are we going to
yeah.
do the
No,
Niners Eagles?
let's talk. Yeah, that's the next game. We're going to talk about it right now. Um, Tim, why? I, I guess my question to Nick Sirianni and
Hmm.
AJ Brown would be why? Why do you think we're that stupid to believe that you ran over, and this Nick Sirianni who said after the game, I just wanted to get him off the field after the punt. He was on the sideline when you ran over and yelled at him.
Hmm.
Um, and AJ Brown, if you're going to be cryptic all year, and I probably understand that AJ Brown knows exactly what he's doing in terms of talking to the media and stirring shit up. And it may not be that he's even stirring shit up inside his own building. I actually do think that him and Sirianni have a good relationship, but
Brady said that too.
yeah, but I mean you have to understand the optics of that, and they may not care. The optics of that is all season long, you have talked about how inconsistent the offense is. They give you opportunities, and all season long, when they gave you opportunities, you made the most of your plays. AJ Brown's biggest games didn't necessarily correlate to an Eagles win. They tried as hard as they could to get you the ball, and you had three major drops.
Big drops.
Major drops. Um, I don't see a future where AJ Brown plays for the Philadelphia Eagles next year. However, it's going to be super hard to trade him because another cap tier kicks in and you can't make a move until after June 1st, anyways, the way his contract is structured. So I don't know how they can move him. And I also don't know how they can roll into next season with him off of that game and off of this year. And again, clock management wise, I don't understand how, and I don't think that the Philadelphia Eagles will fire him, but I don't understand how you can just run it back with Sirianni as the head guy.
Well,
Yes,
they already filed the offensive coordinator, right?
did they? I haven't
I
heard
believe
that yet.
so.
I know it was, I know it's a big thing in Philadelphia that they do not like him, um, which is
This is one day ago. Eagles projected to fire Sirianni.
really from who,
They
where was that?
fired Kevin Petula.
Okay, that's the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
They did.
Oh,
I didn't hear they did fire him, but yeah, I don't know what it is about the Eagles, but if you had asked me, well, I think we picked it. I think I picked the 49ers. Uh I'm pretty sure I did. I think I picked both the Jaguars and the 49ers. Um I never thought the Eagles were going to win this game. I think the 49ers are a far superior team even with all the injuries. Um And again, it was a poorly coached game in the fourth quarter by the Eagles. Uh, the four worst plays I've ever seen to close out a game. It was like if Johnny and Griff were playing Madden against each other. And it was just like all the guys need to run up the field, and then I'm gonna throw into triple coverage to Dallas Goedert.
Mm,
Who drew that up? That's a bad play call. It's a bad decision by Hurts. But at the same time, can't trust the 50-50 ball to A.J. Brown because of all the drops. Devontae Smith had a huge drop. Saquon had a huge drop. So, I mean, I don't think the offensive coordinator necessarily did a great job, but he wasn't helped out by his offense at all.
right.
And then defensively, I don't know that anybody in the league matches up with Christian McCaffrey. I
No.
just don't think anybody in the league can match up with him. He's the offensive player of the year, at least my pick for offensive player of the year. Um, he dominated that fourth quarter. And, even with, I'll say it, Tim, a
Okay.
mid-ass quarterback like Brock Purdy, I think the 49ers still have a really good shot at winning the NFC.
Yeah, I I would agree with that because I am when we go to the picks later, I'm going to be a heavy negative on Sam Darnold.
He's a tough guy to get behind.
The real Sam Darnold is still in there.
Well, the real Sam Darnold played the last 3 weeks of the year. Um, And the saving grace for the Seahawks is their defense is Texans level good.
Yeah,
Um, but again, back to this game, uh, a total bummer that they lost Kittle, an
I know.
absolute uh just gut punch. But the Eagles didn't do anything all year that was that impressive. And then they got into the fourth quarter of this game and laid an absolute turd in front of their home fans who I don't I, Philadelphia as a whole is a real tough crowd, but I mean they were calling for this team's head in like week 6. Um, I think it's crazy to expect them to go undefeated on their Super Bowl defense, but this is I mean they proved themselves right, I guess, because they were one and done in the playoffs. And I don't it doesn't make any sense to me that you fire a coach after the season and a half after he wins a Super Bowl. But they've done it before with Doug
But
Peterson.
they fired Doug Peterson.
So it's pretty incredible.
Well,
Um,
and you paid all of those guys. You paid Devontae Smith. You paid AJ Brown.
yep,
Paid Saquon. Paid Jalen Hurts.
hurts.
So you're not getting. I think you fire Sirianni, bring in whoever the hot coach is. I guess I don't know who that is, and you run it back because you have the talent on the team. Whatever
There
was
is no hot
happening,
coach. He's going to be the coach. I think the change comes with an offensive coordinator who, for Jalen Hurts, he's only had one guy, and that
right?
was Shane Steichen, coach him for more than one season.
I don't think you. Well, I don't know. They're all adults. They'll get over it. AJ Brown and Sirianni. I was going to say you can't bring one of them has to go, but that's not true.
No, it's not. I actually do think they like each other. I mean, I bet Bill O'Brien and Tom Brady still like each other, and we saw them blow up on each other on the sideline. It's just bad
But they
optics to
just
have that.
that's the
He
difference.
has, well, they just won a Super Bowl too.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not like they're the defending Super Bowl champs. Granted, they're knocked out now, but they were that going into Sunday. Um, I just the noise is too loud. And granted, that could be just on us, right? We don't, I bet it's fine. And I think AJ Brown is smart enough to realize, like, hey, if I read this self-help book on the sideline, people are going to stir up some shit. And I think that is ultimately what's happening. However, for Nick Sirianni to drop a Sam Kennedy and just be like, well, just don't believe what your eyes tell you. Like I was just getting him off the field for the punt. Like he was well on the sideline when he went running over to him. So I don't get that excuse.
yeah.
Like, but
Who knows?
he doesn't have to tell us the truth. Okay. Patriots, Chargers, we covered in great detail. And that brings us to um, the game that I would categorize as why the fuck would you make the entire world watch this on Monday night? Texans Steelers.
Yeah. I don't think there should be a Monday night game.
It definitely shouldn't have been this one.
No, but
You
this
know,
this should have been the 1 o'clock Saturday game.
this should have been, yeah, it should have been the earliest one. Get it out of the way. Um, we talked all year about the Steelers. I I was watching this last night and I said to Christine, who did not care at all, I
What?
said, I can't believe this team beat the Patriots.
Yeah.
I cannot believe they beat the Patriots. This was a terrible performance by all 11 players on the Steelers offense. The only one who looked like he gave a shit was DK Metcalf, and that stopped in the first quarter because Aaron Rodgers stopped throwing him the football. Aaron Rodgers made a couple of good throws, one to Fryermuth over the middle that Fryermuth made a hell of a catch on, and one in the second half that DK Metcalf actually dropped. He kind of thread the needle between two receivers. Outside of that, I watched a 40-year-old man try not to get killed. Um, his entire season was based on trying not to get hit or doing the most so he could put himself in a position to avoid the rush, avoid the contact, get the ball out quick. And he got ragdolled last night by that Texans defense. He got hit so often and so hard that you can't blame him for what's happening. And but I mean, you should. You
Yeah.
absolutely should blame him. He's the quarterback. But so much has to go in with building that roster. It's so bad on offense.
And the defense isn't what it was 2 years ago.
No, TJ Watt's a first ballot Hall of Famer though. Like that's
Yeah.
he's absolutely going. And but wait, let me just bring out this stat. Mike Tomlin, possibly also a first ballot Hall of Famer,
Definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer.
has now tied Marvin Lewis, who should not be anywhere near the Hall of Fame, as the coach with the most consecutive playoff losses, which is 7. I heard a stat, Tim, that if you are a fan of the black and gold, you may want to turn down the radio right now. In those 7 losses in a row, the Pittsburgh Steelers have led for exactly 0 snaps in the second half of all of those games.
Yikes.
Over 7 years,
Right.
you haven't had one lead in a playoff game leaving halftime or at all in the second half. I get that the whole, like, we're going to hold the wall. This is our guy. Chuck Noll, the coward at Tomlin. I, this is another one where I can't imagine you run it back with this same squad.
No, but I don't think they fire Tomlin. It's not the Steeler thing, and they're going to look at it and say he's never had a losing season. And is that more important? They are always in position to be in the playoffs. They
Yeah.
haven't had a quarterback in a decade. They Ben Roethlisberger was their last real quarterback.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah, for sure.
you're going to say Tomlin has been dragging these teams to the playoffs every year, and then they just get smashed when they get there because they don't have any talent on offense.
Yeah.
You can't rely on Gainwell and Warren breaking 50-yard screen passes or DK Metcalf running down the field and getting a PI.
So that's the game. That's the game plan. Like that has been the Steelers' game plan. Well, all season long, obviously, with Rodgers again trying not to get hit, which is nobody wants to get hit by
Here we go.
Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter. I don't understand why I keep messing it up. And I better not mess it up come Sunday. Um, but it's it doesn't make it doesn't make them feared. It doesn't give anybody any hope that that offense will be able to break off a 70, 80-yard drive to score a touchdown.
No.
I don't have the numbers in front of me. In fact, I'm going to pull it up right now because I cannot imagine. Oh, that's a game log. I don't want that. Hold on. Aaron Rodgers threw 24 touchdown passes this year, and I have no idea how he got that many.
Or
Like,
who were they to?
I, I don't know. That's crazy to me. Um,
I
eh,
don't.
eh,
In Aaron Rodgers, talking about Hall of Famers, first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt.
sure.
Time to hang him up. The Steelers can't bring him back. What was a positive about this offense this year
Oh, no, there
with
wasn't.
him leading it? The only positive was that Gainwell turned out to be a dynamic player,
Maybe.
and that was halfway through the season. So
Yeah, and maybe. Like,
he
yeah, I
had a good
guess.
second half. I'm just
Yeah.
we're grasping at straws here.
Yes. Uh, I don't. I am
Who is it?
actually
Gunnar
pissed.
Olszewski? That's his name. He's running routes for the Steelers.
Uh, well, Adam Thielen caught a huge pass last week against the Ravens.
Yeah,
I'm more mad at John Harbaugh, Derrick Henry, and Lamar Jackson for making me watch that football game last night. Because you
you
can't
can't blame
tell
Derrick Henry. He
me
doesn't get the ball.
that's true. You can't tell me that the Ravens Texans wouldn't have been a better matchup.
100%.
It's they backed in. I shouldn't say they backed in. They beat the Ravens to get there. They had two playoff games in a row in reality, but like, goodness gracious. Well, I think we were the only three people going into that game who were just like, there's no way the Steelers can win this game.
No, I don't. There couldn't have been that many people out there that said the Steelers were going to win. I didn't see the pregame. Did and nobody? I can't imagine anybody on TV picked the Steelers.
I don't know. They had a home playoff game, and that, like, the first half of that game was Steelers football 101.
Oh, it was ugly.
Muck it up, kick field goals, play enough defense, and then get Aaron Rodgers to lead you a 40, 50-yard drive and have Boswell hit a three.
Hmm.
Like, I, oh God, it was tough to watch. Obviously they scored more points, not a lot more, but it was like watching the Chargers, just ineffectual. What are you doing? Who called this play? It's not an offensive coordinator thing. It's a roster thing.
Yeah, Arthur Smith, I think, is a good offensive coordinator,
Yeah, for
but
the
there
most part.
is no talent.
No. And I mean, again, first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the greatest quarterbacks on the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks, 100%. Um, I can't watch him.
Really?
He's a four-time MVP.
Yeah. I'm just thinking.
He's the
Gosh,
career leader in interception percentage. And hold on, I just had this goddamn page up. He's
Peyton
the
Manning, Tom
all-time
Brady.
career leader in quarterback rating, and interception percentage. So yeah, Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers. That's oh shit, Pat Mahomes is in there too. Um, anyways,
I'm
he's
just
going to the Hall of Fame. He's gonna have a gold jacket. However, watching him throw the ball to the middle of the field with nobody around him, put his arms up and yell fuck is like, who are you swearing at? Because
Valdez
it
Scantling because you made them sign him for
well,
some
not
reason.
only that, but like who are you swearing at? You made the bad throw. You're the one who probably changed the protection and the play at the line. Like, I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not going to get into his off-field personality or anything like that. That has nothing to do with what he does on the field. But it's just like watching him over the last 2 years
Do you? Right.
it is just like this. This is tough, man. This is really tough to watch. And I can't believe I can't believe the Steelers signed him. Um, but they
Do
have
they bring him
nobody to
back?
play the position.
Do they bring him back? He's a free agent. So we're going to start this whole thing again.
I think him and Mike Tomlin love each other. So I wouldn't be surprised if they bring him back. But I
Just,
also I also wouldn't be surprised if he retires. Like in my
I think he
opinion,
should retire.
well, in my opinion, he has nothing else to prove.
Yeah. And I get,
Like
like,
even when he went to the Jets, that that probably should have been it.
Yeah.
Like when he
After
blew out his
tearing Achilles on the
ACL,
first.
it probably should have been like, oh shit. And then he came back for that next year and it was grim.
Mm.
That next year was you are in full on Jets football.
Yeah.
I
And
don't know.
we say who they like, are they going to bring him back? But who are you going to get? You're going to trot Mason Rudolph out there week one?
Um, let's see. Possible FA QB off season.
I assume he's at the top of that list.
Let's see. Yeah, it's the same guys as last year. Did Darnold only sign a 1 year deal?
Oh, I don't know.
Tom, you know who they're probably going to sign, Tim? Mac Jones or Malik Willis.
Malik Willis, everybody needs to stop. It was one game.
He won a couple of games last year too. I get why people would say that, but yeah, I agree with you. He's not a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
No. And so you put Mac Jones on the Steelers.
Hmm.
What did that do?
I don't want to do that to my cousins.
Is that
I
that's a
don't want to
step
do
up
that.
from Mason Rudolph, if that.
I'm saying right now, if they're listening, George, Anth, I don't want that for you.
No, like
Um, this is who you got. Rogers, the Jones brothers, Daniel and Mac, not real brothers. Uh, Fields, Richardson.
already tried Fields.
Yeah, well, they already tried Aaron Rodgers too. Um,
Richardson, like
Possible Anthony
Anthony
Richardson.
Richardson.
Well, they said trade targets. These are trade targets, which are Anthony Richardson and Tua. And then the free agents are Malik Willis and Kenny Pickett.
Yeah,
Like in the draft, there's nobody in the draft.
yeah,
Uh, they don't have a high enough pick to get Mendoza. They probably don't have a high enough pick to get Carson Beck. Um,
or the guy from Oregon. Although I think he said he was going back.
I don't know why they would. I don't know why you go back. They just signed or no, LSU just took the Oregon quarterback. Or was it the other way around? I don't remember. Um, I don't know if that kid from Vanderbilt or Purdue, Raiola, who thinks he's really good, is going to transition to the NFL. But
I don't know if any
I
like
mean, in all honesty, you tank the shit out of next year and try to get Arch Manning.
yeah,
That's
like
it. That's my answer for like 20 teams in the NFL because nobody has a quarterback.
but Mike Tomlin won't do it. He won't like do that to have a bad record.
Well, so I've heard people say that coaches and players don't tank, front offices tank, which makes a lot of sense. Like you can say like, "Hey, you're not playing," which is what they did to Max Crosby, and then Max Crosby was like, "Then fucking trade me."
Yeah.
Um,
Also, I'm going to post a bunch of videos of me actively jumping up and down on this knee that you said I
yeah.
need surgery on.
Oh man, it's great. He, I love a Max Crosby. I
You know what I
hate
got
the
out of
fact
this conversation today? It sounds like Max Crosby and AJ Brown are going to be on the Patriots next year.
I don't need either of that in my life. I don't need I don't need AJ Brown right now. I know Mike Vrabel loves him, and I know
Yes.
AJ Brown likes Mike Vrabel. Um, I don't need that right now. I don't need a diva wide receiver in my life.
Need
I
something.
get yeah. Oh, they're the 2 seed,
Yeah.
and they're moving on. AJ Brown's team is not. Um, so I again I can't talk about the Steelers anymore. I'm so happy it's over. It sucks for our cousins. Sucks for Aunt Judy and Uncle Tony. Uh,
Can't
I
imagine they had high hopes.
hated watching them in they're such a famous franchise that they get these friggin' games in prime time all season long. And it's like, why are you doing this? Schedule
It also has
maker.
to deal with Aaron Rodgers. So,
Sure, of course. It's a Hall of Fame quarterback playing for one of the truly like powerhouse franchises in the NFL. And it's so boring to watch. We said it since week one.
Yeah.
This Steelers offense is awful. And they scored 6 points in the playoffs. A fitting end to a terrible season. And it's the Baltimore Ravens' fault that we had to do that.
Jim Harbaugh's fault.
Well, he paid for it. All right, Timmy. Anything else you think we missed on the old wild card weekend, which was in fact wild?
No, I think we covered most of it. Ready to do some picks?
Hold on, I just got disconnected here, Timmy.
You're there. Oh boy, we're gonna have to have
All
our
right,
tech
there we
guy.
go. No, we're good. Sorry.
Our tech
Um,
guy, once he gets off the slopes, is gonna have to cut that out. I don't think he's editing these.
no, he's not editing anything. Um,
All right. So who you got? Bills, Broncos.
the Bills.
I also have the Bills. I don't think the Broncos offense.
They
I
can't get in a shootout with Josh Allen.
and I just don't think you can right now. I don't think you can pick against Josh Allen.
Nope.
Best
That's
quarterback left in
why
the playoffs.
that's why he was on the scare floor. That's questionable. Matt Stafford's still left in the playoffs.
Josh Allen, in my opinion, is the best quarterback left in the playoffs.
Yeah, okay. Matt Stafford's going to win the MVP this year. So you can't just outright say that. But yes, I agree with you that you can't pick against him.
Niners, Seahawks is the Saturday night game.
Oh man, I just don't believe in Sam Darnold, Tim. I
No.
think it's a one and done for the Seahawks, and they don't deserve that because their defense is so good. So good.
So this is a
Um,
rematch of what, 2 weeks ago,
yep.
where it was 13-3.
Was that the score? It wasn't a high scoring affair. Because I don't think again, Darnold had laid an egg. Brock Purdy did everything he could to give the Seattle Seahawks a one seed. Um, but I just think that,
I'm gonna go Niners
yeah, me too.
because they've done nothing all season but just pull out these wins.
Yeah. And similarly, I'm gonna go Bears.
So then we got Texans, Patriots, 3 o'clock Sunday.
Give me the
Terrible time
Pats,
for
Timmy.
us
I'm riding them.
who
Why?
work on Sundays.
Oh yeah, well, I
Might have to
don't.
come down with something.
Um, I'm gonna go the Patriots again.
Mhm.
I think the Patriots offense is better than the Texans offense. I think the Texans defense is better than the Patriots defense, but I think it's hopefully negligible. But yeah, I'm
I think
going
it will be
Patriots.
similar to the Chargers game.
Gross.
I just do. Although I do think Will Campbell and Drake may have better games. I think that's first playoff game,
I think if
prime
Will
time.
Campbell has a better game, Drake May can unquestionably have a better game because he's not running for his life. But I do think he's going to have to use his legs. This
Yep.
pass rush is not to be trifled with.
And then we're going to close out the night, 6 o'clock, Rams, Bears.
Oh, I thought we just already picked that, but yeah, Bears.
Did we?
I
I'm
picked
going
Bears.
Rams.
Yeah, I can't. That's a coin flip, but like you said about the 49ers, the Bears pull the shit out of their
Yeah.
ass all the time. And it's going to be 7 degrees in Chicago on Sunday night, and Los Angeles does not get down to 7.
Mm, very rarely.
Yeah, never. Um,
Um, that would be a strange if it does shake out that way, like we just picked. Well, I guess I picked because you picked the Bears. It would be an AFC East conference championship and then an AFC West conference champion or NFC West.
NFC, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I don't think
I
you see
think
that very often.
no, I think that nobody had the AFC East being this good. Nobody thought the Patriots would be this good, obviously. And then
Well,
the
somebody on
Jets
this
and the
podcast picked them to have 11 wins,
that's
but
true. I can't believe you were right. Uh
can put it out there.
they but yeah, I don't know. Again, Stafford is banged up. The Bears create turnovers and Caleb Williams touches God in the fourth quarter. Like
Yeah.
I don't understand how it keeps happening. Um,
My thing with that is I think the Rams are better coached than the Packers, and I trust their offense more than the Packers.
Of course, they have Puka Nakua and Devontae Adams. Packers
But
are nothing like
right,
that.
I think it's going to come down to the coaching, and I think Sean McVay is,
Super Bowl winning offensive genius. Yeah, for
yeah.
sure. That's true. I mean, Ben Johnson dialed up some pretty cool plays in that game. But yeah, I can see that again at this point. Like the same thing against picking against Josh Allen, which will be a real problem in the AFC Championship game for us.
Hmm.
Um,
I'm going to throw that rule right out the window if that's the case.
yeah, I know you are. But I think at this point, how can you pick against the the fourth quarter Bears? Like they're an entirely different team. They
Yeah,
play with desperation so well.
yeah. I'm I'm sticking with it.
Yeah. All right, so the Elite Eight here, we have the Bills over the Broncos, the Pats over the Texans, the 49ers over the Seahawks, and then we're split. Timmy picked the Rams, I picked the Bears. Exciting. It's going to be an exciting weekend.
Tom's probably going to be at a pumpkin patch or something. Storyland. I don't know. Let's
Yeah.
see what he has up his sleeve.
Well, Tim, that covers the NFL. Tommy did a coffee in the car about the Red Sox losing Alex Bregman. Any
Yeah.
thoughts on that?
Well, he went to the Cubs for more money. Um, I think he had a decent season, but he was
Yeah.
hurt,
Yep.
and he's a cheater, so that shouldn't be overlooked.
Okay. Interesting. Um, my problem there is the Red Sox front office are operating um, with this cocky attitude that their players owe them something or that they'll sign with them because they're the Red Sox. Uh, they've proven
Did you just
that
say hockey attitude?
cocky with a C.
Oh, uh,
That they're not willing to make a commitment, a financial commitment to their players that they're going to honor. Bregman was there when they promised they weren't going to move Devers, then moved Devers, then asked Devers to play first after they told him, leave your glove at home, and then traded him in the middle of his giant contract that they extended him to. So I don't know why the Red Sox front office thinks that players are just going to blindly accept whatever they want. Um, and they're an arrogant bunch of assholes if they didn't believe Alex Bregman's team for thinking that he had a better offer when they point blank told him, we have a better offer than this.
mm.
They deserve to lose him. They got bailed out by Roman Anthony last year. There's nobody that can bail them out this year. They're the only team that hasn't signed a free agent.
And this was
Despicable.
supposed to be them spending money, right?
Don't ever believe that. Don't believe that. Craig Breslow and Sam Kennedy will lie to you right down the lens of a camera, and they are two of my two of my least favorites right now
Okay.
to listen to explain their Ivy League smarts to me. So
Their plan? What is the plan? I noticed they don't have any pitching yet.
their plan is to hope Roman Anthony turns into Ted Williams.
Mm. Well,
Yeah, it's a tough one.
you know,
It's a tough one. They have seven outfielders on their roster currently, which is
too many.
questionable. You only need three.
I know a little bit about a little. That's too many.
Yeah, can't put them all there. I just can't put them all there. But maybe they'll just turn their Gold Glove center fielder into a second baseman. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. Okay, I'm gonna get upset.
All right.
So let's log off.
Let's go
Timothy,
Patriots.
go Patriots. All right, buddy. Bye bye.
Bye.